The town of Biggsville, Illinois is a sleepy commuter town along the continuous flow of Highway 34. I grew up on a farm a couple miles east of Biggsville. My school was comprised of 5 towns that came together unoriginally named Union High School and Middle School. Despite being from a wonderful family, involved in school athletics, and trained in martial arts, during middle school and high school I dealt with bullying of varying types. Most of the bullying I endured was verbal, however, some violence did occur. These influential years of high school and middle school were extremely conflicting as my religious views opposed a violent reaction to the aggressors. Growing up, I was raised by my parents, Taekwondo Academy, and members of my Christian religion to turn the other cheek when one was bullied. The Fairview Center United Methodist Church was founded by my great-grandfather Alvin Miller. My family attended church there every Sunday. During the summers, we would attend Vacation Bible School for a couple weeks. My favorite service during the year was the Christmas Eve candlelit service. I have many great memories in that building. The values and lessons of Sunday school were fundamental in my perception of adult morality and social context for my life. Often the context and meaning of these lessons are established so that later on you can glean a deeper understanding. In my fledgling understanding of the Bible, I added various parts of Scripture to which my young life represented a connection to the divine through behavior. One of the core principles I remembered learning was Matthew 5:39, to turn the other cheek. My Christian upbringing discouraged me from pursuing a violent solution to my problems. Growing up near the small town of Biggsville, my summers were spent riding bikes, playing, and spending time with my best friend Ben Hunter. Ben and I attended Pike's Taekwondo Academy, and from the 4th grade until 8th grade, I achieved the level of black belt. I even participated in tournaments where we exhibited our forms, weapons proficiency, and sparring skills. I excelled in the martial arts classes, and sparring at every tournament I would take home a trophy. During Taekwondo classes, we not only practiced kicks and punches, but were also taught ethics. We were taught and regularly instructed to never use our martial arts skills unless our lives were in jeopardy. I feel that my values learned in church and Taekwondo limited my range of acceptable reactions, however, did instill values that I see as positive to this day. Ideally, during those formative years of our lives, our family is supposed to be there to protect us. The process of going to school, we are removed from our home and placed in an environment where we're taught to act on our own behalf. My sense of self became jaded with the continual insults of my bully peers. The rural school was very small with only 50 kids per grade, and there were 2 classes. Unfortunately, the bullies were in the advanced classes with me. The aggressors mocked things that I was sensitive about, like my appearance, and some of the bullies stomped my tractor after knocking it out of my hands. My juvenile rationale, I wasn't able to process a solution to the problem, and school became a source of constant anxiety. The attacks were always away from the view of school officials, and I began to withdraw from the core of my classmates and put up emotional barriers. The Lord's Prayer is a common prayer in churches across the world, asking Christians to forgive those who trespass against them or to whom they are indebted. I understand now that the hormones changing and insecurities of youth can warp a child's mind. Yet the emotional torment by one's peers has a far-reaching impact that can affect the mind of an adult. Following the instructions of my mother, my church, and martial arts instructors left me feeling extremely vulnerable. As a member of a civilized society, giving into rage is not an option. Instead of rationalizing the torment, I internalized it. I didn't find healthy coping mechanisms and became defensive, and often not towards my aggressors, but towards my family and other friends. My perception of people was forever changed. In my adult life, this topic is an uncomfortable memory to visit. The high-minded values taught in church and Taekwondo seem to be negative negated by the necessity of survival and consistent threats. I developed an emotional callous and lost the naive perception that others are going to conduct themselves in a fair manner. In later years, I learned the use of verbal judo as a method of de escalation through communication. This became the go to means to navigate difficult social terrain. Ultimately, I grew from this experience and was able to take responsibility for myself and my actions and grow and move forward. Thank you.